Y'all gotta stop the Avatar slander. I don't know what's been up with folks on my side of the internet lately, but I'm seeing an awful lot of Avatar hate. With the new movie coming out, discourse is picking up, but not positively. Every comment section I go in, there are multiple people saying stuff like, I think it's a movie with zero substance, and it's just blue Pocahontas. Or my personal favorite, Avatar was a movie. It's about a soldier who betrays his people to a leftist blue. Yes, those are real people I found on Twitter. Although I probably shouldn't trust anyone there. This dude was cheering for the humans to win in that movie. Before I get lost again getting angry at what probably aren't real humans and definitely aren't real opinions, let me come to the defense of what is one of my favorite films of the 21st century. From what I could tell, people mainly have three major complaints about Avatar: the characters and dialogue, the unoriginality, and finally, choosing spectacle over substance. As an expert on all three things, which doing one YouTube video on each general idea makes you, I can say with confidence that you are all so wrong. And that's gonna be the last bleep. I'm letting it loose today. Not only does Avatar easily prove these complaints as bullshit, it also has so many other great qualities blending in. Whether it's a character moment or a Pandora detail that presents how well thought out the world is, Avatar is the full package. When it feels like the world is turning on it, there is only one thing left I can do. Sivako. God damn it, I'm pissed off. The characters and dialogue are bad, you say? Well, the movie's opening dialogue is not only symbolic for what will happen later, but is also some much needed exposition paired with some beautiful exterior shots. Seeing the ship float into Pandora's atmosphere is breathtaking. So why are you sitting there talking about the bad dialogue? Yeah, this is a little forced exposition, but we're 100 years in the future in a distant galaxy. We can't just get thrown in all willy-nilly. By the way, I'm aware that I'm probably talking to about 3 or 4 random people on the internet. Critics actually don't think it's that bad. I don't really care though. I'm acting like I gotta sway a jury here. The same thing about forced exposition could be and is said about the narration in the rest of this movie. That choice is a little love it or hate it, but let me just give you a reason to love it. Not only is it narration that is actually happening in real time as the story goes on, rather than off somewhere randomly at the end, the narration also has its consequences. Later when Jake realizes the Na'vi aren't going to leave their home, he says it to the camera, and it gets used against him and the natives. The only other pieces of dialogue that could be considered bad happen when you're not bought in. It's lines like, sometimes your whole life boils down to one insane move. That sounds a little cringy if you don't understand the weight of taking on the biggest Ikran in the sky. It's insane to me that people can hate lines like that when this movie goes so far to help you understand the stakes and be immersed in this world. Really, all I want to do is talk about the immersion of this universe. For now, I gotta complain about more complaints. The characters, guys. How can anyone not see these people as anything less than iconic? Jake is an ex-Marine thrown onto a distant planet. Not the John Smith type. We'll talk about that later. This man is an amputee. Jake spends the movie using his avatar body to learn their ways and gradually falls in love with the Na'vi's world and choices more than his own people's. The magic of Jake's character comes with how well planned out his moments of growth are. There are some who think he doesn't show much emotion, and to be honest, he doesn't. This man is a little stoic and a little badass. But that doesn't mean his arc is crap. His intro to Pandora happens in 2 phases. A start to his new life on base with opportunities to get his legs back, and then the first breath of Pandora, starting in his avatar body then deep in the jungle. He goes from a rough and tumble Marine to an empathetic being of morals. This journey wouldn't happen without his trials of Pandora or his love interest. Neytiri is an unbelievable character as well. The gorgeous daughter of the chief is much more than some tropey, easy-to-get waste of writing. Not only does she guide Jake's arc, she also has her own. She goes from being cold with sky people to mating with them over an unpredictable journey. She starts to see Jake as he progresses through the trials, eventually seeing him as suitable, right as the others start to take him into their clan. Neytiri has some more of those badass warrior moments. Plus, she explains Awa in the forest better than anyone. Jake talks about what she said about a network of energy that flows through all living things. and how the energy is only borrowed, and one day you have to give it back. What an awesome, impossible concept to believe. Not to mention, Neytiri has some of the heaviest emotional moments in the film. Her mother dying, and of course, her interactions with Jake, especially when she's mad at him, or when she really loves him, like when he's a human. Oh yeah, the humans. Most of the other relevant side characters are humans, and all I can say is, a lot actually. Quaritch is a threatening villain, with enough airless or just normal badass moments to solidify him as a true adversary. Just look at this dude during the end. It's a shame he doesn't survive. Grace is a huge presence that makes Jake work for her approval, and whose death brings even larger stakes. It shows the Avatar body's transfers don't work, and that this movie isn't afraid to kill. They aren't afraid to kill Trudy either, a ragtag pilot with a heart of gold. She gets a huge moment at the end, coming out in blue paint to fight and die for the Na'vi. I fucking love you, Trudy. Norm isn't great. He gets a wasted arc where he's jealous of Jake that gets dropped pretty fast. Ultimately, he just gets another great moment, punching a security dude to protect Jake while he's in his avatar. The only other relevant human is Parker, who is super underrated too. He's a hard ass but shows a human side, as well as makes the front office of this base almost as scary as Quaritch. I think that's it for the humans, but luckily those aren't the only characters. The Na'vi have a few weak characters, I think, with Neytiri's mom and dad. Just not a ton of lines there. Luckily, Sute gives a guy for us to cheer for on the blue team. He has a mini arc of hating Jake Sully for stealing his girl, and then coming on his side after Jake becomes Taruk Makto. Jeez, I almost forgot about his sick slow-mo death too. Point is, we have a huge cast, all with good arcs, and if it feels at all shallow, they have very relevant, huge moments. Oh yeah, there's Max too. Now we have people saying this is an unoriginal or uncreative plot. Easy debunk here. It is kind of a Pocahontas story, okay? Full Pocahontas story, fine. Man falls in love with native woman, falls in love with culture, and fights back against his old people. Yeah, it's the same here, okay? But that is a shallow comparison. Folks who say that don't consider the execution of the story. It plays out with different story beats, of course, all the while being artistically and conceptually leagues different. Just because something shares a loose narrative to another project doesn't mean it's unoriginal. It's a spin on the pretty reusable concept of someone becoming empathetic for another who's not in their tribe. It's Dances with Wolves. It's The Last Samurai. It's fucking How to Train Your Dragon. This is like saying Star Wars is unoriginal because it follows the hero's journey. Like, no, that's just the framework for the narrative to play out within. There's so many other aspects to that film that make it different. Same goes for Avatar. Does Pocahontas get an alien body transfer? Or a telepathic dragon ride? How about a mech suit knife fight? This movie brings so much to dress up this classic story in a completely different way. It is simply not the same. As I am now losing my brain, it's time to get to the third brainless argument. They say it's spectacle over substance. Man, I swear to God, there is spectacle. Sure, massive fights, interactions with wildlife, plenty of time spent looking at the planet, or milking an explosion. Then at the very end, yeah, it's spectacle over substance. That's the fucking point. Think about what goes down in this fight, man. The forest fights back. Remember that? All the animals help out, and it makes sense. Why? The substance, goddammit. We get so much about not just the exterior beauty of Pandora, but also the mechanics of the world. That's the whole thing. We talked about Neytiri's explanation of it, but Grace helps us understand even more the network of plants and animals that is interconnected here. This is a deeper layer of the film that allows people to think harder about their own Earth. Some substance might lack on the human side of Pandora, but for me, all this dope-ass tech is enough. And from a character side, we already explained how all the human characters have things to them. More substance for sure comes with the planet's challenges. Jake fighting the forest, or literally doing anything for the first time, becomes an experience of cool shit to look at, yeah, but also a physical transformation into this being of Pandora. In a sense, it gives this world substance by showing more of it, and Jake's substance by showing more of him. Then, of course, all the other relationships. The convos that go down, making you feel how separate the two sides of this human compound are. We even get to leave base on a little trailer expedition into the Pandorian forest. It's the commitment to keep the story moving in our avatar bodies that allows us to truly feel the substance. It comes from all the themes and lessons as we start to see Pandora as Jake is seeing it. It's a journey for us to cheer against our own kind. That's a lot more than, whoa, explosion. There's themes of technology, spirituality, family, lessons of war consequences, commitment to love, the drive to do what's right. The spectacle is the fucking substance in this. It takes big swings. Yeah, it really is that impressive. But you're just distracted. I don't know. Again, talking to the Twitter people, sorry. All of this substance comes through in scene after scene of high-stake, big CGI moment. You just have to pay attention. This movie isn't close to shallow. It's full as fuck. The first watch of this movie will always feel epic, a real rah-rah time, but don't let that distract you from the character and narrative beauty hidden within a whole lot of explosions. Big moments make up Avatar, but it's the other aspects that shine through, especially on a rewatch. Whether it's the well-written characters and dialogue, or a commitment to new ideas, including the new in-real-life technology that I somehow didn't even mention, or just the sheer beauty of this immersive state this world brings you to. Avatar will always be up there as one of my favorites. The problems that I see people have with it make me think they need another watch. I truly think this is a genius and layered first installment disguised as a popcorn movie. But don't worry, guys. We will have a sequel to this video. Get ready for Avatar Way of Water, where I will be pulling a James Cameron and releasing that in 13 years. And with that, thank you, Casey. Specifically you, Casey. And of course, to everyone else who watched this one, thank you. If you really are one of those people who hates Avatar, I'm sorry for speaking meanly to you. It was really just at those few people on Twitter or whatever. I don't know. I would like to keep talking with you about that in the comments, though, so feel free to go comment below what you think about it. I took 4 pages of notes on this movie, so if you want to see more of just like me gassing up Avatar, I could do a whole nother video, so please just let me know in the comments on that one as well. I do really quick also want to shout out the Fresh Out the Film podcast. It's me and my sister's podcast. We get on the movie theater, go straight to the car, and turn on the mics immediately. We try to capture a lot of that energy from the theater, and very soon here we're going to have Avatar Way of Water coming. Now, what? Avatar 3, Fire and Ash. We're going to go see it. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a great time, so feel free to check that out on these platforms below. But, yeah, I think we're done here. So, deuces.